How to control your ego. Yes, you have an ego. Most people feel like other people have an ego and can't see their own ego. We're all egotistical to a degree. So in this video, I'm going to break down how you can go about controlling it and gaining that self-awareness. Now, before I break the video down, hit that like button, make sure to hit the red subscribe button, and also leave a comment down below on your opinion or what you want to see next. So first thing is to realize that you have an ego. You know, just like everyone else. The ego really, all it is just self-centered, you know, your own interest, feeling that you're superior or better maybe than the next man or woman. That's a natural instinct within human nature. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It depends how far you go with the ego that turns it into something bad. So I want to show you how you can minimize, you know, the ego taking over. You understand? So first of all, the first thing you need to do to control your ego is to focus on righteousness. Righteousness. Put that ahead of everything else. Because once you focus on righteousness, you will do what is right rather than what you feel or what your impulses are telling you. So in every situation, you have to know, what is the right thing for me to do? Okay, this person had said something bad to me. Is the right thing for me to retaliate and make sure that he gets, you know, I get one over him or her, or is it about, you know, forgiving or moving forward? You understand? Someone says something or does something, or, you know, like it's always going to be within your emotion. Your emotion is always going to arise and make you feel like you need to do or say something in order to prove a point, in order to stand on your pride. But focusing on righteousness is really focusing on the truth. It's focusing on what needs to be done or said rather than how you feel. So assess the situation, assess the person, assess your circumstance, and think, what is the right thing for me to do? Now, you're not going to be perfect in this because obviously sometimes, you know, we act out according to how we feel and we don't say or do the right things. But if you focus, if your main focus or your North Star is righteousness, then you're likely to do the right thing, because then you're able to put something outside of yourself. You put emotions aside and focus on what you need to do, which is really the aim of the human being, is to evolve past the point where the emotions is ruling them. You want to get to the point where you're doing what you need to do, not what you feel like doing or what you are, you know, what your emotions are telling you to do. So assess the situation and focus on righteousness. Now, controlling your emotions is the key. You have to be in control over your emotions. Because sometimes your emotion gets so strong, bro. It feels like, yo, there's a different person. Like an entity or a spirit is possessing you. Like, yo, you have to do this thing. Whether it may be your sexual desire, maybe it would be like aggression towards a person, maybe it's just a compulsion that you have, and that sometimes it feels like the emotion is overriding us so much that we lose control over ourselves, but you have to gain the control. And I said in the previous video, you can do that by doing breath work. You can do that by delaying your reaction. You can do that by assessing, you know, focusing on righteousness. So if you're not in control of your emotions, you're going to get wrecked, man. You're going to fall into some shit you're not supposed to. You're going to do some shit you're not supposed to. And you're going to find yourself in constant battles that are just unnecessary because your emotions are taking you somewhere. They're driving you to a place that you don't need to be. You're driving you to do things you don't need to do. You understand? So gaining control over emotions is very, very essential, crucial for your well-being, your physical and mental well-being. Because that's really the way that you're going to go down the dark path, when your emotions are taking you to, you know, somewhere where you don't want to go to. You understand? So you have to realize that you are not better than another man or woman. Even if you may have higher status or more knowledge, or you know, have more achievement than the person, you are not better than that person. You understand? You have to look, everybody has to look at ourselves as equals. We're all equal, as in we're all human beings. Yes, this person may be stronger or has more money or more fame or more this. Every single person has variables, but every single person has something that you don't have. You might have more money than this person, but they might have more intellect, or you might have more intellect. They might be spiritually stronger. Like, everyone has their advantages and disadvantages. So if you're too caught up in your ego and thinking that I'm better than this person, I'm smarter, I'm this, you know, no one's better than me, and it's all self-centered in that, you're losing like complete control over life, because you don't realize that there's so many people who are better than you. There's so many people, depending on the subject, of course, and that. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings, man. You know what I'm saying? We're just a human being. You, me, anyone else is just human beings. But start looking at it like that. Start looking at it like, hey, we're all one. Yeah, we all may vary, but we're all one at the end of the day. You understand? So realize that no one's better than you, and you are not better than no one. That's the best mental model to have. You're not better than no one, and no one's better than you. Simple as that. You know, we're all just walking our own path. We're all on our own journey. It doesn't matter if you're ahead or behind or whatever way to, you know, scale it. Doesn't make sense. You're on your journey, I'm on my journey, and that's it. Respect everyone. You know, respect everybody's stage in their life and that. You understand? And that's the best way to be. It's just humble. Just be humble. You know, being humble, bro. Like, you have to remember, nobody likes the egotistical person. In fact, the more egotistical you become, the more enemies you create. Nobody wants that person who thinks he's better than everyone's come in or talking a certain way. You're going to be hated, you're going to be despised, you're going to be taunted. People, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're bringing unnecessary attention to yourself, unnecessary pain, and a lot of shit comes with this ego shit, you understand? So being humble, respecting people, don't boast too much about your achievement, boast too much about who you are or what you've achieved and that, keeping it neutral, respecting that, you know, when you talk about all the achievements and everything you've done and that makes people want to resent you, because especially if a person is not where they want to be, you talking about all the things that you're doing and all the things that you're achieving and that's going to make a person resent you. It's going to make them hate you. You understand? So keep it humble, peaceful, you know, and that's it. You can be amongst your fellow human beings, but if you don't do that, then you're creating unnecessary pain for your life and that. Enemies. Nobody wants enemies. We want friends, we want companions, we want, you know, positive vibes and that. You don't want to be looking over your back or thinking about, oh, people plotting against you and all of these things. It's a waste of time and energy. We're human beings, we're social beings. We need to be talking and, you know, getting along. Of course, you can't be friends with every single person. Some people will hate you regardless of what you do or do not do. So that's not the point. The point is acting righteous, being humble, realizing that you are not better than anyone and nobody is better than you. Everybody's walking their own path. And as long as you're thinking in them terms and that, you're going to walk a positive life. But if you're thinking, nah, like it's all about the status, it's all about the money, and I've got more than him and he, and bro, it's just pain, torturing yourself. You understand? So peaceful, calm, tranquil vibes and that is gonna happen when you control the ego. The ego will always be there. Don't forget that. The ego is a part of life. If your ego dies, then you're dead as well. Everybody has a slight ego or slightly narcissistic, you know. But at the same time, it's about controlling it. Don't let that dictate or rule you. Don't let that be your driving force. Don't let that be your main personality trait. You understand? You have to be in control over yourself. You don't want to be you don't want to be the person that's just going with the flow, going with the emotions. You understand? So hopefully this video brought you value. If it did, hit that like button. Make sure to hit the red subscribe button and also leave a comment down below on what you want to see next or what value you got. Let's go.